Welcome to FNN News, FNN News Network. I am your host, Cybele. Today, we're bringing you an update on airstrikes launched yesterday by the Ethiopian military that had hit Mekelle, the capital of Tigray, and killed at least 3 people, according to witness reports. Now, a Tigray government spokesman, Kindeya Gebrehiwot, told the Associated Press that an outdoor market was the target of the bomb on a busy day, and it wounded multiple people. Another resident also anonymously told the same outlet that 3 children from the same family were killed in the first strike, and 7 people were wounded in the second strike. A humanitarian aid worker and doctor, as well as a diplomat, also confirmed the attack to Reuters and shared pictures of the damage that was done. However, government forces are denying the attack, and a spokesman for the government, Legese Tulu, told Reuters, this is a direct quote here, "Why would the Ethiopian government attack its own city? Mekelle is an Ethiopian city. Terrorists are the ones who attack cities with innocent civilians in them, not government." And Tulu went on to blame any deaths and injuries that were sustained by people at the market on the TPLF. Meanwhile, a TPLF spokesperson, Getachew Reda, announced via Twitter that the attack had been perpetrated by the government, and he wrote that the government is, direct quote, "losing big in a final offensive against the region." He also named the site of the attack as the Planet Hotel, which reportedly had been used to house humanitarian aid workers. This is the first time that the conflict has once again escalated in the capital Mekelle since June, when a market in Togoga was hit with an airstrike, killing 64 civilians, and that's according to reports from Al Jazeera. TPLF forces that same month later forced the Ethiopian army to withdraw from the area, which afterwards resulted in a ceasefire being declared. The TPLF also announced last week that Ethiopian forces had launched a ground offensive to take back areas of Amhara, which effectively ended the ceasefire. And a government spokesperson said that those attacks were an attempt to protect Ethiopian citizens from violence, and also branded the TPLF a, quote, terrorist group. Now, in our next story here, FNN News is bringing you reports of the drought that is currently hitting the southern Borana region of Oromia. So we're going to show some images here that have been taken of this crisis going on now. So a severe shortage of rain in the area has so far killed around 7,540 cattle, according to a report from the Addis Standard. And it's also caused health problems for 6,398 children, 9,078 women, and 2,226 elderly people. Meanwhile, the Secretariat of the Borana Zone Administration, Riba Oda, this week also announced that around 539,679 people are currently facing a water shortage, and 166,000 are in need of food assistance. So far, around 188,864 people have received food assistance, and 177,553 have received access to water thanks to water tanks being driven in on trucks, according to official reports. The Commissioner of Oromia, the Oromia Region Disaster Risk Management Commission, Abadir Abdo, said that the agency is also working currently to help deliver additional food to people in need. And the Oromia Regional State Water and Energy Bureau head, Milon Bekele, said that 12 trucks carrying water tanks have so far been sent out to the region. Meanwhile, a press release put out this weekend by the Global Oromo Relief Organization reported that around half of the Oromo population being around 37,267,000, which is about 37.8% of the country, half of that population are food insecure currently. 25% do not have enough food to eat, and acute malnutrition has been reported to be more than 30%, and death and starvation are evident in Oromia. This, again, according to a press release by the Global Oromo Relief Organization. The organization has blamed the situation in part on a government blackout of communications, intermittent power supply, and also the lack of safety in riding public transportation that make it more dangerous for residents to travel elsewhere to try to get food. In a separate report, the Oromo Liberation Army has also reported attacking and killing Ethiopian government troops being transported by 4 patrol cars and incapacitating over 60 troops in the Adiabarga district of Central Shawa zone of Oromia. And just for reference, Adabarga is a district which is only 39 miles west of the capital, Finfine. Furthermore, the OLA has also reported entering and driving the government army from Sululta, which is another town that is around 21 miles north of the Ethiopian capital. In other reports, earlier this month, the European Parliament adopted a resolution that is now demanding what they call, this is a direct quote, an immediate cessation of hostilities by all parties, and also called for an inclusive dialogue between representatives from different areas of Ethiopia. The resolution is, of course, calling for an end to the violence and the thousands of deaths and injuries that have been perpetrated by the government as well as other forces in the country, and grave human rights violations, what they call grave human rights violations and violations of international humanitarian law. And it also is taking note of a statistic that they quote from UNHCR, which shows that there are around 96,000 Eritrean refugees and around 650,000 internally displaced people in the Tigray region of Ethiopia currently, and up to 120,000 Ethiopian refugees currently in eastern Sudan. And this report also goes on to mention the situation in which, of course, access to real-time information has been hampered by the government. Of course, as we discussed on the program earlier, the media blackout that has been essentially maintained by the government in a campaign of information suppression, including telephone and internet services. And then finally, this European Parliament declaration also called on the Ethiopian government to sign and ratify the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court and urged different warring factions of the country to guarantee unfettered access to human rights for all residents of the country, and access to independent media sources, monitors, and investigators, including UN and African Union investigators, that being a direct quote, that last. So we will continue to update you on the situation with regards to the drought and also other military attacks that, of course, have continued in the country, including in the Tigray region now with this most recent strike. And thank you again for watching FinFine News Network. Once again, I am your host, Cybele.